A very good evening to you. It is a Friday, the 29th day of August 2025. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Uctv News. This evening, I am Sunday Gloria Abwoch. Archbishop Emeritus John Baptist Odama has embarked on a 3-day pilgrimage to Kasese Diocese this Jubilee year to promote 3 Catholic martyrs from Gulu Archdiocese, who include Blessed Edward Okello, Blessed Gildo Irwa, and Blessed Reverend Father Joseph Ambrosoli. And now the pilgrimage began with a Holy Mass at St. John Paul at the Second Memorial Chapel in Kasese, where His Grace Odama urged the faithful to pray for the 3 martyrs' canonization as their diocese prepares to animate the 2026 Uganda Martyrs' Day celebrations at Namugongo.
2 young men, Daudi Okello, about 17 years old, then Gildo Irwa, about 14 years old. They gave themselves totally for Him. When they were being threatened, hey, don't go to Paimol, you will be killed. The youngest, the one of 14 years old, told his parish priest, you taught us that if you die for Christ, you go to heaven. Have it changed? So if they kill us, we go to heaven. Yeah, we go to heaven. That is, after all, where we should be going. And then the other one, Daudi, told to the rest of the people who really were interested in killing him, he said, yes, you can kill us, but what we have started here in Paimol will continue after us. It will continue. And now Paimol is becoming a very big pilgrimage center. What about Ambrosoli? He was a priest. His slogan was, God is love. I am His servant to the suffering. He was a doctor. So he was paying attention to the suffering people. What was he doing? Transmitting the love of God to these sick and poor suffering people. What about you? I don't know. I don't know what is your slogan. Mine is different. Mine is very simple. To serve is to lead. To lead is to serve. Very funny slogan. Why this? Dedication to Him. Offering ourselves to Him. And then receiving Him so that we are together with Him. And the family that lives together with Christ, any crisis will not overcome them. They will remain faithful. So, marriage is very, very, very essential because God wants to be in your union between husband and wife, and He wants to be with you all the time, listening and following and blessing you so that you produce the children of His kind, holy children. We have now one who is going to be beatified. I'm not canonized. Acutis is called Carlo Acutis, 15 years old. He grew in a very, very, very dedicated family. He had adoration. He loved staying in front of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. You are lucky to have a church here dedicated for adoration. That boy was stuck to Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament.
The Forum for Democratic Change Party has officially flagged off its presidential flag bearer, Nandala Nathan Mafabi to begin his mobilization campaign in the eastern region ahead of the 2026 general elections. The event held at the party headquarters in Nationhood was presided over by the party president, Engineer Patrick Oboi, Amuriat, and National Chairman Jack Sabiiti, who called on Ugandans to place their trust in the FDC party.
Actually going to flag off that we decided that our presidential flag bearer commences his journey home to receive blessings from his cradle land and his kin and kith. And so we are going to move through Buganda, through Busoga, through Bukedi, and eventually arriving home in Mbale city tomorrow afternoon. I want to thank everybody who has made this possible, and to reiterate our support for our presidential flag bearer, and to say to him again, he will not move a lone journey. We are going to be with him. And so I would like to speak to the people who are going to be along the way, that this journey to State House next year is beginning now.
On behalf of the party and on behalf of all admirers of FDC, I hereby flag off to traverse this country, Uganda, in search of victory.
Officially, may I request the party president and the party chairman to put up their flags and flag off our candidate to start his journey. As he steps forward, please march forward. Mr. President, Your Excellency, sir. One Uganda!
Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Jacob Oboth has launched a Japan-funded project aimed at rehabilitating and empowering war-affected veterans and injured servicemen and women with psychosocial and vocational skills. The multi-billion initiative financed by the Nippon Foundation will enhance medical rehabilitation, counseling, vocational training, and community reintegration at the Defense Forces Rehabilitation and Vocational Center in Mwende and a new Veterans Skilling Center in Kachiri. While presiding over the official launch, Honorable Oboth hailed the government of Japan and the Nippon Foundation for their generosity, calling the project a vital milestone in supporting those who sacrificed for Uganda's peace.
It is with great honor and gratitude that I stand here before you today to officiate at the launch of this important project, generously funded by our friends and partners, the government of Japan through Nippon Foundation. At this point, allow me and add my voice to the previous speakers to appreciate the generosity of the government of Japan and Nippon Foundation for funding the equipping of this facility of Gulu for these people. The project represents a significant step forward in strengthening the welfare and dignity of our veterans and serving officers who have sacrificed for the peace and security of our beloved country, Uganda. Uganda's post-independence journey has been one of the profound transformation marked by turbulence, tempered by resilience and untimely definition of unwavering pursuit of peace. In just over 2 decades after independence, our nation weathered 8 changes in government, 8 coups. Many of our military personnel and veterans carried the invisible wounds of war, physical injuries, emotional trauma, and the quiet burden of reintegration into civilian life. Until 1986, there was no structured national response to these challenges. The establishment of Mubende Rehabilitation Center, which was renamed the Defense Forces Vocational and Rehabilitation Center, and the Mental Health Department at Nakasongola Military Hospital were important steps, but they were only the beginning. I'm honored today to launch the Nippon Foundation-funded project of consolidating physical and the psychosocial services at the Defense Forces Vocational and Rehabilitation Center, a project targeting serving officers, military veterans, and the neighboring communities.
This center in Mubende has long been a place of hope and renewal for gallant men and women of the Uganda People's Defense Forces who, in the course of duty, sustained injuries and disabilities.
One of the reasons behind why we were supporting this rehabilitation center is a cooperation with UPDF and Japan Self-Defense Force through UN peacekeeping operations and others.
Thank you for watching Uctv News. We are going to take a break and return with our Lubaga Cathedral marking 100 years feature story.
UCTV, good news for all.
Radio Patches, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at For God in Gulu, and online at www.radiopatches.org or download the Radio Patches app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Patches, peace of Christ for all.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for keeping it here on UCTV News. Now, Lubaga Cathedral has truly stood at the center of Uganda's national life, witnessing history, shaping faith and nurturing generations for a century. From moments of celebration to times of trial, this hilltop sanctuary has remained a beacon of hope and unity.
For 100 years, Lubaga Cathedral has not only been a home of prayer for Catholics, but also a stage where Uganda's national story has been told. From joyful celebration to solemn farewells, now this cathedral has given meaning to the nation's most important moments. National jubilees of independence, Thanksgiving masses after elections, and moments of peace building have all found their echo on the Holy Hill. Leaders and citizens alike have walked through these doors to give thanks and seek God's guidance for the country. But perhaps the most deeply felt have been the state funerals. When great men and women of this land have taken their final blow, the nation has gathered at Lubaga to mourn and celebrate their lives. The cathedral bells have tolled slowly. Its pews filled dignitaries, ordinary citizens and families, all united in grief and prayer. It was here that the nation bid farewell to Cardinal Emmanuel Nsubuga, the first Archbishop of Kampala and the voice of courage during Uganda's troubled years. It was here that Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Rwanga was laid to rest, reminding the faithful of the strong shepherds who guided the church and the country. Beyond the church leaders, Lubaga has also hosted funeral masses for political figures, cultural icons, and national heroes. Each time the cathedral becomes a bridge connecting faith and nation, tradition and prayer, sorrow and hope. In these moments, Lubaga Cathedral is not just a Catholic landmark, but a Ugandan landmark. Its walls carry the voices of the leaders calling for unity, reconciliation, and peace. Its altar has held the tears of widows, orphans, and citizens who come seeking for comfort in the face of loss. As Lubaga Cathedral turns 100 years, its role in Uganda's national life remains clear. It is a place where history and faith meet, where the joy of the nation are lifted in thanksgiving, and where the sorrows of the people are carried in God's prayer. On this hill, Uganda has learned that even in grief, there is hope, and in every ending, the promise of a new beginning.
That's it from our foreign news stories. Let's take a look at what is making history today. That's all time we had for you this Friday edition of UCTV News. Do stay tuned to the Uganda Catholic Television. My name is Gloria Abwoch.